right here. It'll take you to the Who's Reading website, and you click log in, and you're going to log in as a student. You will eventually have a username and a password. You can always sign in with Google as well, or a class code. I will probably give you the class code, but in this case I'm going to put in my username and password and click log in. Okay, once I click log in, you'll see this little owl, and it tells you some things. So, hi Danielle, I'm Alfonso. I'll be helping you on Who's Reading. Are you ready to get started? Let's go, or I'm listening. You pick. And I put let's go. He says, each month your teacher wants to try to accomplish the goals on the left. Use these buttons at the top of your profile to get to work. Do you think you can do that? Okay, and you can click yes. Don't worry, I'll be popping in to help you as you write. Like this. So you can see over here, he's helping you how to answer your response. And you can answer however you want. It says, great, now this is your owl avatar. Everyone gets one, and you get to choose what yours looks like. Choose the hat you want to wear. You can change more later in the owl shop. And then you can come over here and pick a hat, if it'll let me. There we go. And you just click done. Okay, and I can always change that later. Wow, you look great. Okay, that's it for now. See you when you start writing. And you can pick whichever you want. See you later. And that tells you exactly how to get through this. Now, as you're looking here, it gives you your name, right? You have this, which is a golden egg, and it gives you coins. So you can collect your coins as well, and that helps you to go through the shop. Okay, there's 3 things that you need to do. So when you read for 20 minutes, I want you to click on log reading, and you're going to type the book that you completed. So I'm going to put in Esperanza Rising. That's the first book we'll be doing with reading, and I'm going to pick my book. I read for 20 minutes today. I read to pages, I don't know, let's say 14, and I did it today, and I'm going to click log reading. Okay, it gives me more coins, and then it will add up once I get going. Okay, and then as you go, I want you to click answer questions. So again, you can pick Esperanza Rising, and then you pick which one you want to do. So you could do details, you could do main ideas, you can do media portrayals. You can also change the questions. If you didn't like the questions or you'd already done some, you can click change the questions. Okay, and we click on details, and then it'll tell you what part of this book was the most interesting to you. Find a quote from the text to help you explain the answer. So you're going to start with the part of this book that was most interesting to me was when Esperanza's father didn't come home. Excuse me. This was interesting because, and this is where you type in why you think it was interesting. He was supposed to come home for the birthday party, but was not found that night. I know this because it says on page, and you put in the page number, excuse me, you put in the page number, like 23, and then you put in the quote. Okay, I'm just going to write quote, but you would write the quote in whatever page it is. And you can finish sentence, or finish question, excuse me. Once you've done this, it'll tell you how you did. So you can see I got 2 out of 4. And the reason I got 2 out of 4 is because I didn't finish the quote. You're looking for a 3 or a 4 out of 4. The minimum is 3 out of 4 or a 4 out of 4. But you can look at this and it will tell you exactly why you did. So you can do, and you've got unfinished work, but you've got your practice questions. Okay. You click back and you go to my shelf, books, reading, so it tells you how much you've been reading. You can go to my shelf, you can go to my class, so there I am on the tree. I've got 2 avatars because I've done this more than once. But if you click the Who's Reading, it'll bring you back to the main page. And you can see that I have 20 minutes here with a goal of 400, and I have completed one practice question. Okay, this goal of 400 is for the entire month. Okay, so if you read 5 days a week for 20 minutes, we've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. You should have 100 minutes a week. There's about 4 weeks in a month. That should get you 400 minutes. That's your goal for log reading. Your practice questions, okay, you need to do at least one a week because you need to have a goal of 3. So if you do one practice question a week, you have 3 weeks to complete this, which will give you about 3 weeks to complete the quiz. And then you can click Take the Quiz. Only take the quiz once you finish the book. So again, I can go in and take the quiz on Esperanza Rising. This, is it a picture book, a chapter book, an article, a graphic novel, a short story, or something else? Well, this is a chapter book. Now, is it fiction, imaginary, or nonfiction, real? Well, it's historical fiction, so we're going to go with imaginary. And this chapter book is a different world. Is it fantasy, a different time, historical fiction, or my world and my time, realistic fiction? Well, we know it's from a different time, so we click historical fiction. That's the first part of your question. You go to the next question, and Miguel went back to where? He went back to Mexico. Click the next question. Esperanza's blank gets sick. So we are actually going to put Mama, she gets sick, and click next question. Now if you want to save for later, you can always click here and save it for later and finish it at a later time. You can delete the whole thing, or you can keep going. Esperanza has to live the life of a servant. Click the next question. As you can see, those are just quick little questions. This one is the tough one. So you would actually have to go, which character surprised you the most and why? Find a quote from the text to help you explain the answer. And if you look down here, this will tell you if you've written enough or to keep going. So let's start with restating. The character that surprised me the most was Esperanza. She surprised me because she was struggling in the beginning of the book to understand her new situation. By the end of the book, she had come to terms with her new life and how it now looked. Okay, on page 43 it says quote, and I'm not going to write the quote because I don't have the book in front of me at the time, but you will have to have the book in front of you to pull a quote. So you're going to put a quote and put it in quotations. You can see down here my answer is long enough. Check your grammar, make sure you answer the question well. So read it back to yourself to make sure that you've answered it correctly. Okay? If you want to save it for later, you can save it and work on it again later. If you want to delete it, you can delete it. If you're good with what you wrote, you click Finish Quiz. And then it's going to tell you there are words in your response that I hear often. Instead of the words new, use more specific and descriptive words or phrases to fully explain. So you can fix this and earn 10 more coins. So we find the word new. She surprised me because she was struggling in the beginning of the book to understand her new situation. Let's change new to current. And then click check again. Okay, he liked that answer. So it says, hey, Danielle, here's what you did on your quiz. So capitalization, I did that well. The citing evidence, well, since I didn't actually put the quote in, this is why this one comes out as bad, okay? But I can go through my writing conventions are good, my spelling was on point, my organization was done well, I had commas and periods, my vocabulary usage was good. And then restating the question. So see, even they asked for restating the question. That's the big one, okay? So again, the only thing I really needed to improve on was adding in this quote. Because I didn't put a quote in, I didn't get 4 out of 4. Okay, you can tell me if that was helpful, or you can just click out of it, and you can see up here that it says I have 3.5 out of 4. If I'd put the quote in correctly, it would have been a 4 out of 4. Okay, you can click back up here. It will bring you back here, and I've passed one quiz, completed 20 minutes, and done my practice questions. Remember, you cannot complete a quiz until you've completed a book. So you have 3 books to complete, 3 quizzes to complete in order to hit the goal of 3. And you have a month to complete that. So by reading 20 minutes a day, you should be able to do just that. Okay, you can go to the shop and you can change your owl. You can go to the school and see who's reading in the school. So right now I've got, we are the top class in the school at this point for writing. We are the top class for reading. Okay, and that's just Advanced Borough Farm Life. So that is how you complete Who's Reading.